Suprabhat. It's 6 a.m. here in Italy, and I'm ready to talk with Ayushi from India. How are you, Ayushi?
I'm good. I'm very good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. So, yeah, I woke up like a half an hour ago, so I don't know how this will go. I hope it will go well. Yeah, so we will talk about blogging, her YouTube channel, a lot of stuff. So let's get started. And first of all, I'd like to hear about how did you become a developer, why, what are your current projects, and yeah.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I am Ayushi. I am a software engineer at TCS in Bangalore. I'm from India. I completed my graduation last year, and I like to write technical blogs, mostly Python. So let's talk about my journey. In India, in schooling, we have education system like 10 plus 2. So I opted for science, and now I had to choose a major. So I had to choose between PE and IP. PE is physical education, sports, and IP is informatics practices like the computer. So then I chose computer science. That's when I first got introduced to a programming language. That's Java. I didn't like it very much, but I like the idea of programming here. And moving forward, then I chose computer science for my bachelor's. And at the very beginning, I was not very much involved into programming, but then I studied HTML, CSS. CSS is a very lovely language, but I didn't feel like it's my thing, and I even missed out on many opportunities in college. Like I didn't actively participated in hackathons, and I didn't even go for an internship. Thinking back, I think I should have, but that's how things turn out to be. And on some point, I started feeling like a little self-doubting that did I chose the right path for me, or do I even want to be a software engineer, or am I just going with the flow? Then we had in our fourth year, in our final year, we have to do a major project as a subject in our college. So I chose Python for the project, and it turned out great. I really liked Python, and that's when I first got introduced to Python. Soon after, I joined TCS as my first IT company, and I entered the big IT corporate world, like the whole 9 to 5 p.m. job thing. And a few months into it, then pandemic started and everything shifted to remote working, and I started working from home since I think March. And working from home changed a lot of things. It saved a lot of time I spent in traveling and other things. And then I decided to utilize this time. I started making small side projects in Python, and I happened to join Twitter. Not that I joined Twitter a long ago. I had my account, but I did not actively use Twitter. And I must say, like I met very amazing people at Twitter there, and
Like me,
then
like me, for example. This is an example.
yes. And I'm also very fond of reading. Like since childhood, I read a lot. I love reading, but like writing never crossed my mind. And at Twitter, one day I was scrolling here and there, and I came across an article at Hashnote, and I was reading it, and then maybe an idea popped up my mind that I could give it a try at writing, but I was not very sure about it. I have never written anything before, not, but I have a habit of documenting things. I love to like to document my projects, everything that I learn. But I I was not very sure about writing things in public. Then again, I was very scared, like with the what if questions. That what if no one reads my blog? What if no one likes what I write? then but like I thought to go forward with the idea. I had in mind that even if two people benefit from what I write, then I feel like I have redeemed what I've written. And I wrote my first article, and like I didn't had a good response, and I didn't feel like going forward. Then I again was caught up in self doubt, that is it the right thing that I'm doing, is it this that I want to do. But I decided to go forward, and I wrote my second article. It was about Python. Python 3.9 was about to release, and I wrote an article about Python 3.9, its new features and everything. And then the next day, when I woke up in the morning, and to my surprise, my blog had crossed 10,000 views in a single day, and
Wow.
that was something huge and very overwhelming for me. I didn't expect such a response. And then that day later in the afternoon, I think I received a text from the Hashnode CEO, and he pinged me saying that they want to offer me, like they want to gift me my own domain because they really like my work. And hearing something like that was really amazing, I must say. Like first off, a day before, I was in a doubt, like should I write, is this the right thing for me? And getting such an amazing response, and it was a very sweet gesture from Hashnode, like for gifting me my own domain. And then I remember taking up a 2 articles per week challenge at Hashnode. And then again, had some questions in my mind, like will I come up with ideas that often, because I had just started writing, how will I manage time along with my job? For like I have a 9 to 5 p.m commitment there, but I went ahead with the idea. And then it was a great experience for me, because that's how I got into blogging. And post that, like in August, moving forward, like I took another challenge, a lead code challenge. In August, lead code hosts monthly challenges, like starting from May or maybe early, I guess. Mostly related to programming languages like Java, Python. So I took up in Python, but I failed badly. I couldn't keep up with it. I think in like first 2 weeks only, I gave up. And so there I decided to give another attempt at my programming skills and the lead code challenge that it offers. So in September, I took up the challenge, and there I thought to start like make a video. I was not very sure about my YouTube channel, but then I thought like there are many things, many times when I Google and I get sorry, I mean when I get stuck, I Google things. So I thought like if someone else is trying to take up that challenge, and that person is somewhere similar facing problems, and if that one person also gets benefit from my video, then maybe this will help me keep up my commitment. And I took up the September lead code challenge, and there I posted daily videos of my challenges and solutions and a code walkthrough, and I completed the September lead code challenge, and that was like a good feeling, completing like commitment that I did to myself. Then that was done. Then like Hacktoberfest was coming around the corner, like in October, and then I think it can be a very good opportunity for me to improve my skills even further. So I took up the challenge, but that the thing was I had never contributed to open source before, and I was very scared. Like I have never, I know GitHub and all that, but I'm not very good at it. Will my contributions get accepted? All those what ifs that surround a situation. But I took up Hacktoberfest, and it's really great, because I through the process I met so many amazing Python developers along the way. And I got a chance to interact with so many other developers as well. It really boosted my skills and helped me grow. I learned a lot from Hacktoberfest. I think this whole community had given a lot to me and helped me a way to grow, and it's just the starting of my career. So I feel like I want to help the people who fear in taking the first step, who fear, who couldn't gather enough courage to start their journey as a developer. And because I know it can feel a little overwhelming at the beginning, and start is difficult step. The first step is always very very toughest, as like it was for me. So if I can act or serve as a catalyst in the process of to help someone in transitioning into the tech world to start their journey as a developer, I think it would be very great.
Thank you. This is
And like I feel like that there's a lot for me to learn as well throughout the journey, and I wish to keep writing and keep making more such videos. And
First of all, I would also say you that I've also started with Java, for example. Now I'm
okay,
going to
yeah,
switch to JavaScript, mostly JavaScript. Congratulations for your views. Sometimes it's hard. For
thank you,
example,
thank you.
I've put I think like just only one article on Ashnode, and it was the day that they released the badge feature. So I've been the first person to receive that badge, even if it was my very first article. I kind of lucky. Let's admit this, but yeah, and I think
It's an amazing feeling.
yeah, yeah,
It feels amazing.
and I also think that in your case, also because of the topic, if you choose a topic really that people they want to know about that, for example Python 3.9, I think that every Python developer they want to know the new features, so this is kind of interesting. Yeah. So this is also this has been a really good choice to choose something new, something that really they still have to come out, and it is kind of new. Yeah. And so yeah, and yeah, also yeah, you said that for example in the beginning we are a bit scared. We maybe we feel the judgment. Maybe we could think maybe it's useless. Why should I do that? There are still so many. There are already so many resources about that. Someone else has already done this. Uh, yeah, do you agree with this? Yeah, because
Yes, yes, it really feels like in the beginning, it literally becomes very difficult at the beginning, because we get surrounded with so many what's if of the situation, and that like if we get stuck in the loop, we can never move forward from there.
yeah. Yeah, I think that we should do these kind of things, blogging, YouTube videos for ourselves. Because if we do this for ourselves, that we can improve, we can see what's the best thing for us. I think yeah, it's more. It's also for us and not just for someone else in the beginning. Then we can, as you said, we start receiving some feedbacks, some things that we can improve, some things that we are doing well. For example, in my case, I put it out the first video, which is not really an interview, but people start saying, "Oh, I'd like to do the same thing." And then I started to connecting with other people, and then this became serious, but this was not planned at all, for example. So I started making this thing. Yeah, and then you can move on, also hearing the feedbacks of the people. Yeah, if the people maybe without the support of the people, this series would not exist. If I had like some very bad feedbacks about that, why are you doing this is useless, we don't like this, and if I got many of them, I just switched back to just coding alone in a corner, crying probably. Yeah. So yeah. So this is very important to receive feedbacks about our work, because yeah, because I think that sometimes people they tend to think that we know everything about blogging, everything about videos. We are perfectly confident with everything we do, but this is of course this is not true. Yeah, so in your case, I'm really happy about that you decided to start blogging. Sometimes I don't know if you have this do this question like, oh, why I haven't done this thing before.
Back in college, like when I feel like I've wasted my 4 years because I didn't do any internship. I used to get demotivated a lot. I didn't participate in like much competitions back then earlier. If I had realized that this was my thing, because blogging in turn helps us as well. It's like I get a better way to write and present my own ideas. I get better at communication, so it's good in every way.
Yeah, and I have an idea that if we make this question to us, like why I haven't started before, I think we are on the right path, because if we make ourselves this question, I think that this is the right path to follow in that case, because I we it's like that we realize that we are doing the right thing for us. So in this case, I think this is good. By making this question to us, is good. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, thank you so much. Good luck with your future articles. I think that you'll do some more articles there. Um,
Thank
and
you. I think you should write too.
yeah, and I think that I also write something about this series there. So thanks for saying this, because now I'm promoting myself a little bit. So I think that I'll release an article, because this is also a kind of interesting little project that everyone can do actually. But yeah, so maybe this could help someone else. I don't know. Yeah. So thank you, and I'd like to talk a little bit about your YouTube channel, if you want, because I've seen that you have. And I don't know when did you start your YouTube channel? When did you start your YouTube channel?
As I told, I think back in September, like when I thought to take up the lead code challenge, the September lead code challenge. So at the time when I did it back in August, I couldn't keep up the August lead code challenge. That was mostly because if I had problems and I was getting stuck, so I used to Google things. So that's when the idea popped up in my mind that if I'm googling so many things, if I'm stuck with so at basics, so there are many other people who can use the help, who are same at the same level as me. And if I'm sharing what I'm learning, it helps me learn even better. So, and I had to make a commitment to myself that if I failed at August lead code challenge, and if I make that commitment for September, maybe this time I could keep it. So I made a public commitment that if there are some people who are using my help to for that September lead code challenge, then I had to keep up. So that's my first video on YouTube actually. Uh, I was very nervous because that I had never done it before. Again, those WhatsApp that surround a situation, that like if what if I get very negative feedback, and like on the first video, the very first time I did it, I had two dislikes on my video. And that was and that was very hard to recover. And that's when I learned that not only positive feedback, but negative feedback is also very important, because that you should accept, that you should accept actually, because that actually helps you grow. That makes you realize that where you're lacking behind, what areas in which you can actually improve.
Yeah, yeah, I know this feeling. And for example, yeah, in my case, when I got my first dislike, I was a little bit happy, because I said, "Oh, finally, I am someone on YouTube." Finally, because I think it's better to get a lot of likes. And do you remember how many likes do you have on your first video, or about how many likes do you have?
No, no, I
I
don't
think
remember that.
more than dislikes, but sometimes we focus more on that, and I don't know why. Yeah, but as I said, when I got my very first dislike, I was so happy. I called my mom, like saying, "Oh, mom, I got my very first dislike. I am someone on YouTube finally." yeah, but I think that any feedback is welcome. Now I also understand why, maybe because the audio was not perfect, and there is no problem about that. Yeah, and so I also was so nervous. So by hearing other people to saying the same things to me, yeah, it makes me feel a little bit less alone. That yeah, because sometimes it's very hard for the first time. Now I'm publishing one video per day, so now I'm more relaxed. Just another video, just ready for today. But yeah, but in the beginning, it has been kind of hard for me to to press that button. Do you remember that feeling when you press that
I did.
upload
I did.
button? You start feeling a little bit nervous. Yeah, but yet I'm also doing this because I don't care what people could think about me, but I'm helping maybe someone else to get started in making their YouTube channel, to try something, to post even some small video. It's not about very long video, a long series, a 2 hours video, but yeah, the real problem is to get started with that. This also has been the real problem for me, so I hope that by watching this video, by watching me and Ayushi, that we are here. We are not that super video expert, super video makers. We are just here trying to improve
Absolutely.
little by little, day by day. Also, yeah, good luck with your YouTube channel. I've seen you have published kind of many videos already. Do you remember how many videos?
Yes, like I think I've published around 14 or 15 videos related to some Python projects, and I did a September lead code challenge. So in that playlist, like I did, it's a 30-month long challenge, so 30 videos there. Like after the September lead code challenge was over, I was a little confident that okay, maybe I could do it. So the small side projects I was doing. So I thought to take up that as a part of a YouTube tutorial. Mostly for beginners, what I feel happen is that they look for results. If they could not yield result from what they're doing, they tend to get lost in the way. So it's more good for developers who are at a very beginner stage, who are learning Python to make small projects for them.
Yeah, and I also thank you. And I also think that when you lose the count of your videos, you are already at a good point. Yeah, if you notice, for example, my very first videos that they were about running for charity, not really about coding. I started in a very strange way for being a developer. Yeah, I started just naming them like 1, 2, 3 on every video, but at one point I messed up a little bit, so I had to recap that. So this is a good feeling. Yeah, because I think the very first 3 or 4 videos, you feel okay, I've published 3 videos, I'm so happy. Then after a while you lose the count, right?
Even for my first video, like I re-recorded it many times, and for like all the retakes, I felt like none of them is good enough to publish. And I agree, like clicking that publish button is very hard for the first time.
Yeah, I don't know. We need to make this kind of easier to click. I don't know, because sometimes sometimes it's hard. Yeah, I've already said this story, but maybe I'll repeat this here. That by making for me my very first video of myself speaking, it has been on the 25th of July. It took me 4 hours to record a 23-second video, like just say thank you for 20,000 followers. So not that hard, but it was hard for me to record, to put up there. So yeah, so in the beginning it's really hard. Maybe people now they don't trust me, but it has been really hard. Yeah, and I think that as in coding, by making practice, we can improve a little bit. Also, our pronunciation, also the way we stay on the camera. Yeah, so yeah, it's a matter of practice. It's a different way of communication. Yeah, and it's not
Yes.
really problem of communication. For example, for me, speaking to another people in front of me, it's really not a problem. But on camera, it's different. So we need to get
Yes.
used with that a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if for someone else it's easier. For me, it has been really, really hard to do that. But now I'm happy because I can talk to other developers. I can talk to other people like you, for example. Thank you for coming because yeah, you also
Thank you for
yeah
inviting me.
yeah. But I'm really interested in hearing these stories about YouTube channels and also blogging. So I think you are the perfect guest for my series. So thank you so much. Yes. So yeah, and can you can we talk about your socials? Which socials do you use the most, or your experience with socials? Do you like them? I also you said before that you starting using Twitter, right? In during the
Yeah,
pandemic,
yeah.
and this is also my case. I started using Twitter in I think in January, February, and then we went in lockdown here in Italy. I stayed like 2 months working from home. I'm still working from home, but I've been like 2 months really locked in my house, and basically that's why my Twitter account grew so much because I stayed there. Yeah, and because I had like 3 hours of commitment every day, 100 kilometers per day. So by staying at home, I had a lot of more time to basically stay there. So yeah, so this is my experience. So what has been your experience with socials in general? I'm not really that social person.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I would say like I was very introvert before I started writing. Not that like I still am, but in the
Me
beginning
too.
at Twitter, like I had 70 followers, and those mostly like were my contacts or my school friends or my college friends at the starting. But then I started posting like more programming related content. I started blogging related to Python and other stuffs. I started a YouTube channel. I started interacting at people on Twitter, and the communities is real supportive, real good. And then I started growing very, very fast. I started using Twitter. I think in April month mostly, and then it my follower count and friends even it grew so fast. That was very good. In fact, when I feel like sometimes that still I feel for sometimes that this blog or some idea is not good enough, and I share my ideas with someone, and I feel so much support from the community. It really feels great to be there. I met you, for instance.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. Yeah, yeah. As you said, this the dev community, it's really great. I'm not saying this because we are developers now, and a lot of developers are watching this, but this is true because I in almost every interview, I think in every interview, if we talk about the dev community, yeah, we tend to say similar things. So yeah, that's very supportive. Yeah, a lot of very good people.
Agreed.
Yeah, and I don't know why really this community is so great, but I think maybe probably is because there is me about me and you about this kind of community. But yeah, this mindset to share things for free or almost for free, to help each other. Like I have this problem, yeah, and things like Stack Overflow would never exist without a lot of free support. Also GitHub, as you said, contribution to open source. Yeah, yeah. Let's brag a little bit that we are really great people. I love, and also I want to show to people that we behind this kind of monitors and keyboards there are true people from different countries. But yeah, we are all we inside this big group. I love that. Yeah.
That's really amazing. I must say, I totally agree with you on this. because in the starting, like back I was in college, I mostly people make use of GitHub and such communities and places when they start off early. They start while in college, but I came to know about all this post college after when I got into the IT industry. That's when you asked me before that do I feel that I should have started off early, or I wish I would have known about blogging and all this a little early. So I can totally relate with that. But starting out, all this is really very amazing. It helps me learn. In fact, I am still learning, and I getting in touch with people who are matter experts in the subjects, and interacting with people from all over the world who are very good and supportive, like at amazing communities. Like at Discords we have so many amazing groups and communities there, even like Twitter, and GitHub helps a lot in that matter.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm really looking forward to come to India. I think I will create a
Oh,
very
you
big
should, you should.
a very big event. I don't know, in some stadium. I don't know. I know I'm joking, but yeah, because I really like your mindset as people. Let me repeat this because you are really, I don't know, maybe the kindest people on on the earth. Yeah, so I don't know why, but every time I talk with a people with a person from India, they're so kind. So let me say this: once I wanted to do a meme about Ravin. I don't know if you know him. Ravin was here, the guy, yeah, yeah, and
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted to do a meme about him, but he had this black and white profile picture. So I asked in my fleet that I had already in my fleet, the fleet, like, can you send me some images of some famous actors from India in black and white,
Okay, okay.
and maybe I should not have done this because I had like 1,000 messages. My inbox was like overflowed with people saying, "How can I help you? I can say you this. You can use this. This is actually this actor from Bollywood." And I really couldn't keep it up because. While I was trying to answer to people, I got other 10. Yeah, this really shocked me because I just asked for maybe I'll get some replies, and I start getting hundreds and hundreds of replies about that. I don't know if I'll do that again in the future, but thank you still for that thing. If you was one of them, yeah. So this is my
You should really plan your visit once in India, like post everything is
yeah,
good here.
yeah. First of all, we need to make this pandemic thing over, and then I'll think
Yeah.
about that. I'm sure that I'll do that in my life once, but I still don't know when. Now it's not really a problem because yeah, it's already good if I can get out of my house and take a walk. This is really, it's amazing in this period. Yeah, so this is my experience with people from India. Really amazing people, so supportive. I got, I don't know. I really have a quite a long. I have some people from there. I still don't remember Raven, Ankur, Nirbhay is incredible, yeah, and also Pratham. I had kind of a lot of people from there. Yeah, Bashwoman I had already here, but I still not published the video at this time. And I can't remember. Of course, I'm forgetting someone who is gonna hate me, of course. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, but thank you for coming here. It has been really a pleasure. And also, it's good that with people from India, I can schedule this kind of calls like in 6 a.m. So for you maybe it's a morning.
Time to,
For
yeah.
me it's very morning. It's early morning. Yeah. So
I
it's
am a morning person too. Like I am a morning person.
yeah, yeah.
And one thing I really like about you is your energy. I really like your energy. Like I've seen your few of your videos, and they're amazing.
Thank you.
I really
Thank you.
like your energy.
Oh, thank you, because yeah, I like to do this kind of things. I like to also make practice with, for example, running and walking. Sometimes I walk with my phone in my head, in my hand, and then I tweet. I stay on Twitter while I walk. While when I run, it's a bit harder. Uh, but yeah, so thank you also for this. And yeah, also I never know that I could do something like that. This kind of interviews with people. I always had this idea that I wanted to talk a little bit more, less chatting on Twitter, and more maybe some video call, something like that. I never thought that I could have actually publish them. People called as interviews. So this makes me a journalist, even if I'm not that, of course. But now it seems that I'm a journalist. Yeah. So thank you again for being here. I think we have not interacted that much on Twitter, but I think this is a better way also to know another person, I think. So yeah,
Yes, I
so
agree. How about you? Tell me, how was your first experience interacting with someone or taking the interview, as you said, your
yeah,
first interview?
yeah, this interview is the first for you, you're
I'm
saying.
asking you, like, how was your first interview? Like, when you
Okay,
hosted
okay,
your experience?
okay. My very first interview, it was with Adrian Twarog, and actually I didn't know that it was an interview, so I would not really call them an interview. I think the first we can say the first one it's been like the third one or the fourth call. When people when other people they started to call these kind of video calls like interviews. Look, you are interviewing people. I realized that okay, so this is actually a thing. I am a host that people a person is a guest, because and this is true, because if you watch the first ones, I'm just like how are you, Jack, for example. I'm doing this kind of thing, so what are you doing? It was now maybe by getting a lot of people as guests, this makes me actually a host. One time I'll come to you as a guest if you invite me. I'm happy about that. Now I am in the middle of a challenge, so I can't fail that. So I'm a little busy, but yeah, yeah. I actually I realized this while making this. This was not really planned. This is something that I start. Yeah, and you can laugh about that, but I started just watching some interviews. Like, okay, how do actually interview someone else? It's hard. How do you make them feel good? Like, also in the beginning, I was not stopping when the other person was actually talking. Now I'm getting a little better, I hope, at that. Sometimes it's funny because sometimes we talk above each other, but in the beginning I was not really. Yeah, it was so strange for me. So it was really hard. It's been really a process. So in the meanwhile, they became interviews. This has been my process, the process of this series. I think the people they like this because it's very true. It's not fake, because I'm
Yes.
just me trying to do something. Yeah, and maybe when I reach the 100 interviews, I'll get a little bit better, and people can also see the improvement, and that. Yeah, and I think that if I can manage, I'll get a quite good guest on the 100th interview. And I'm not saying you who is he or she now, because in that I'm not sure. But I'm working on this to improve, because I'm getting a quite bigger audience. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for the.
You're already doing very great. I don't think you should stop at the 100th interview. You should keep doing this.
Yeah, this could be a possibility. So let's see. But yeah, by getting this kind of feedback, there is more chance for me to go further. So thank you for saying this. I remember this. If I make the
Yeah,
101, I'll thank you for saying this actually in an interview. So thank you already for saying this. let's see,
Because
maybe.
people and everyone at Twitter also really love your talking with series.
Yeah, yeah. We already have a title which is kind of elaborated and complicated, like talking with. So it's really, yeah. I think that I'm trying to do something very simple, not really complicated, just about people talking. That's it. Very very simple. Everybody can do this. Really.
No,
Yeah.
no, trust me, not everybody can do this.
No, why not? Just make an interview and put it on YouTube. It's not that hard. We are about to close this. Maybe can you give just a very final message to maybe one people they want to, I don't know, maybe they are thinking about writing an article. They don't want to do that. What can we say to them?
Honestly, I think every developer should have a blog of themselves, because starting out, you like to document your work. You don't like to publish it, or you have never done it before, but it's something that you should do, because it will be easier for you to present and write your ideas. You can enhance your communication, and who knows, if you're good at it, you can even get paid for it. So I feel every developer should has a blog. The more you share your knowledge, the more you try to make other people know what you're learning. The medium can be anything. You can write a blog, you can start a YouTube channel, you can teach people there. It will help you as well as them, and it will make the community a better place for developers.
Perfect. This was really perfect. Congratulations on this. Yeah, thank you, Yushi. Yeah, so have a nice day. Shukriya. Yeah, which is thanks. Yeah, so have a nice day. Yeah, that's it. Namaste. Yeah, this is all.
Namaste.
This is all.
Do
Yeah,
you,
and yeah, you promised that you are gonna teach me Hindi a little bit. So yeah, so and that's it. So I don't know. Yeah,
okay, so
yeah,
if you want to ask someone in Hindi, like, how are you? So,
yeah.
like, you repeat after me, like, you will say, aap kaise
Up,
ho?
up,
Kaise?
कैसे?
Kaise ho?
आप
Ho.
कैसे हो?
Huh, that's perfect. Like, see, you're such
आप
a quick
कैसे हो?
learner.
आप कैसे हो?
Huh.
Hmm.
Yes.
Wow. I'll use that. Okay, the next person from India, which will be kind of soon, I think. I'll use this and I'll say thank you in that video. Okay. So bye bye.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye bye. That's it.